Have you ever worked hard but still felt stuck financially? Like, no matter how much effort you put in, nothing really changes. Sometimes the problem isn't your job, your skills, or your opportunities. Sometimes it's how you see yourself in a growing city. Lived a man named Daniel. Daniel was honest, dependable, and faithful, but deep down he believed he was always one step behind. When opportunities appeared, he hesitated. When money came in, he spent it quickly, afraid it wouldn't last. He prayed for provision, yet lived as if scarcity was his permanent future. One day, Daniel met a local shop owner named Mr. Lewis, a quiet man known for his wisdom and generosity. Mr. Lewis invited Daniel into his store before opening hours. He placed 2 chairs in the middle of the room. In one chair, he said, "Sit like a beggar." In the other, "Sit like a businessman." Daniel looked confused but obeyed. "When you sat like a beggar," Mr. Lewis explained, "your shoulders sank, your eyes lowered, and your voice softened. You expected little. But when you sat like a businessman, you stood taller, you looked forward, you spoke with intention." Then he said gently, "Your posture reveals your mindset, and your mindset shapes your decisions." He shared 4 lessons Daniel would never forget. First, stop seeing yourself as someone waiting for rescue. God calls you a steward, not a beggar. Second, manage what you already have with wisdom. Faithfulness with little prepares you for more. Third, invest instead of consume. A businessman thinks long-term, not just about today. Fourth, and most important, believe what God says about you. You are called to provision, responsibility, and growth. Not fear at first, no change was visible. Daniel still felt nervous making decisions, but for months he practiced thinking differently. He budgeted carefully. He planned ahead. He stopped shrinking himself in conversations and opportunities. He prayed not just for money, but for wisdom. Slowly things changed. Not overnight, not magically. But step by step his confidence grew. His income stabilized and his opportunities expanded. Years later, Daniel was no longer anxious about money. He gave generously, planned wisely, and lived with purpose. He hadn't quite become rich overnight, but he had become free because the moment he stopped seeing himself as a beggar, he started living like a steward of God's provision. Your bank account often follows your belief system. Change how you see yourself, and you'll change how you act. Change how you act, and your future will follow if this message spoke to you. Take a moment to reflect and consider subscribing for more stories like this. Until then, be patient, stay grateful, and keep walking faithfully forward.